So, what is this mysterious morning trick that will actually help you sleep better? Hello, this is Tara from Be Well Healthy Living. In my last video, I discussed the importance of getting sleep and what happens when you are sleep deprived, what it looks like when you're sleep deprived, and also what possible health issues you might have if you're sleep deprived. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about a couple great things that you can implement in the morning that will help you get better sleep at night. So this morning trick is actually kind of a twofold trick. I think the majority of people, when they wake up, they tend to just immediately go for the coffee. They wake up and they go straight to, they may stop by the bathroom first, but they will go and make their cup of coffee and kind of sit there kind of like half awake, and wake up and come to life with their caffeinated beverage. Well, I'm going to challenge that and actually say it's actually better to let your body do the work that it was naturally designed to do and taking a step back. Now, the first thing that you really want to do, besides from waking up and going to the bathroom and maybe, taking your dog out, or maybe I can actually roll all it together, is the first thing you want to do after getting up and getting, dressed is that you want to go outside. And you're going to want to expose yourself to that morning sunlight. And the reason why is because that morning light is rich in that blue light. And so when we expose ourselves to that morning light in the first half hour of waking, what that's going to do is that's going to like trigger your system to start that sleep wake cycle with the hormones. And so in the morning, it's natural for your body to produce more cortisol. And that cortisol, I know we're normally used to thinking that cortisol is a bad thing. And too much cortisol, yes, is not wanted and not good. But in the morning, your body's natural wake response will have cortisol. So cortisol in the morning is really great because that's what basically gets you going in the daytime. And so we don't want it to extend all throughout the day because too much cortisol, yeah, it's bad. It's belly fat. It disrupts our system in so many ways. But that little bit of cortisol in the morning can actually help lower your stress responses later in the day as well. So going outside in the sunlight, and make sure that when you do go out in the sun, you do not wear sunscreen and you do not wear any glasses that might block the light. Like these glasses here, they have that transition, so they normally get dark when I go outside. They're great because they work for both vision when I'm inside, and then when I go outside, they double as sunglasses for me. So I make sure that I sit outside without my glasses, without anything before I put it, no makeup, no nothing. I just go out in the morning because it's in the first half hour, and I just sit out there with nothing on, so that way I could allow that blue light to get into, so I absorb it with my skin, and my eyes will have that blue light as well. So the key thing about that is that you need probably about, it depends on the time of year, depends on a lot of things. I'm going to say anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And you can kind of vary it and you can kind of gauge it. And the great thing is if you have a dog that might need to go potty first thing in the morning, you can kind of combine that. So as you're outside, you're taking your dog potty and you're waking, you are allowing and you're getting that sun exposure first thing in the morning, while you're outside doing other things. So that's the first thing that you want to do before your cup of coffee. You do not want your cup of coffee at this point in time. So if you can take up that amount of time, then the next thing you want to do is, if you do have coffee, you want to delay that if you can for at least an hour after waking. So when you come in, you might want to take a shower if that's the next thing, or make your bed, or do other things that you can do to fill that time that are busy work. So things that need to be done. So you want to delay that first cup of coffee, because if you have that coffee first thing upon waking, what that caffeine is going to do is that's going to override your body's natural production of cortisol that it does to wake up. And so if you're delaying that, so what happens is that cortisol spikes and then it starts to drop and starts to go down about 1 to 2 hours after waking. So then it goes down, and then if you have that coffee, then you can kind of go back up again. And I even once you're on a healthy lifestyle, you don't need that much caffeine, really. I personally prefer decaffeinated beverages just because they don't mess, that caffeine does not mess with my natural hormonal cycle. So for me, it works. I realize the thought for some people of eliminating caffeine is like, oh my God, I'm talking heresy right here, but it's actually really good for your system if you can decrease the amount of caffeine. And so, in fact, I'd like to do another video again in the future about coffee and about how to choose the right coffee that's good for your health. So anyway, so going back to your morning beverage, so coffee should be about 1 to 2 hours after. Now, 2 hours, I realize, is extending it out quite a bit. So if you can just maybe do 1 hour after, that way you take that first, time after you wake up, you get dressed, you go outside, you kind of sit out there for a moment, maybe take the dog out, you're kind of doing that, then you come back in, make your bed, take a shower, and then you can come back in and then you have your coffee. So that's a different order of things, but why that's so important is because that boosts your natural cycle, your natural circadian rhythm. So when you actually do that, you're telling your own body to produce the hormones it needs to wake up, and telling your body it's time to be active, it's time to work. So you're going to be more stable through the day. So that way, that circadian rhythm, and then as it gets darker later, then that's when you're going to go into your next phase and prepare yourself for sleep. So there are bedtime routines as well. And I will discuss that in a future video, is how to prepare yourself for sleep in more towards the evening. But in the daytime, remember, the first thing you want to do is get that natural sunlight. Let your face absorb it. Let your eyes get it in. But you never want to look directly at the sun. Remember that. You don't want to look at the sun, but just being outside, the way you're going to get that sun in your eyes. So anyway, so you want to get sun exposure on your face for that within the first half hour. And then you want to get about anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, depending on the time of the year. And again, that can also too, here's another little thing too, is that sun exposure in the morning can also help with seasonal affective disorder, which a lot of people have issues with as we head into winter, when the days are shorter and there's more darkness in the day. So getting it will really help your mood, because it also boosts serotonin as well, and that serotonin helps regulate your mood. So again, first thing, go out, get that sunlight, let the sun on your face, then come and get ready, then wait at least 1 hour after you've been awake to have that morning cup of coffee. And I bet you will find that you are actually going to need less caffeine to get you started, because your body has actually already done the heavy lifting, and then you can just enjoy less caffeine, which is more hormone balancing for you and better for your health overall. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And I thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Bye.